We interrupt this program to bring you
dirty sound, dirty. Can y'all really feel me? East coast, feel me. West coast, feel me. Dirty sound, dirty. Can y'all really feel me? I got east, feel me. West, feel me.
Boy, I've been watching you like the hope in the sky. You are my prey. Boy, I promise you, if we keep bumping heads, I know that one of these days we gon' hook it up, probably talk on the phone. But see, I don't know if that's good. I've been holding back this secret from you. I probably shouldn't.
Joyner Lucas is an American rapper/songwriter who gained a lot of notoriety in 2016 and 17 due to his conscious rap pieces. Two of his most notable are Ross Capricorni and Keep It 100. But he gained a lot of notoriety in 2017 for his hit single, I'm Not Racist. I'm Not Racist was very well received by a lot of musical commentators and YouTube reactors. A lot of people felt that it was a very revolutionary piece due to its commentary on racial injustice in America. But as I've re-listened to the song 4 years later, for me personally, it doesn't give me the same thing that it gave me in 2017. And I want to explain why. After re-listening to the song on my SoundCloud playlist and going through a lot of the comments, a lot of them were saying things like, oh, all lives matter, or if you choose the black guy's side over the white guy's side, then you missed the message. This message is about bringing people together. How dare people comment Black Lives Matter underneath this song? That's so disrespectful to what the song actually means. So after doing a little bit more digging into the song and rewatching Joyner Lucas's Genius interview where he breaks down the lyrics of the song, I've come to the conclusion that Joyner's overall purpose was to create a resolution by respecting each other's opinions. So let's get into the song and the music video. The music video opens up with a white guy, a Trump supporter, wearing a Make America Great Again hat and making criticisms on the black community. A lot of people would argue that this man isn't necessarily racist, but this is just his perspective or his point of view on certain issues. But throughout the song, he makes a lot of claims and quote-unquote points that are based in racial stereotypes. And after rewatching Joyner's Genius interview, it's clear that he was written with the intention to be racist. One of the first things that he says in his verse is yelling this and that. Call everybody getting mad. As soon as I say nigga, then everyone react and want to swing on me and call me racist because I ain't black. A lot of people would see this as hypocrisy on the black people's side, saying the N-word, which is a racial slur, but then not allowing white people to say it as well. But this is also an argument that a lot of closeted racist white people bring up often. This idea that, oh, the N-word shouldn't have so many restrictions and that other races should be able to say it. But then this idea is negated in the second half of the song when we get into the black guy's perspective. He says, the power in the word is a different sin. We shouldn't say it, but we do, and that's just what it is. But that don't mean that you can say it just because you got friends. That word was originated to keep us under. And when we use it, we know that's just how we greet each other. But when you use it, we know there's a double meaning under. This is a pattern that is seen a lot throughout the song. This guy will make a bunch of statements based on his preconceived notions of black people, but a lot of his statements will be based in stereotypes and prejudices, and we'll often see those statements negated by the black guy's verse during the second half of the song. Another example is when he says, well, pound that then, talking about slavery like you was around back then, like you was picking cotton off the ground back then, like you was on the plantation getting down back then. This is another classic argument that a lot of racist white people use. This idea that black people shouldn't complain about slavery because we weren't there to physically experience it. But that idea is again negated in the second half of the song, where the black character says, and even if I wasn't picking cotton physically, that don't mean I'm not affected by the history. My grandmama was a slave and it gets to me and you ain't got no sympathy. It's really hard to argue that this song is about understanding both sides of this racial debate or argument about racism when a lot of the white guy's points, which are rooted in prejudice and stereotypes, are debunked in the second half of the song. However, the phrase that's repeated throughout the song, "There's two sides to every story, I wish I knew yours," as well as the hug at the end of the video, implies that the song is meant to bring people together by looking at others' perspectives, respecting their opinions, agreeing to disagree, but still having a certain understanding about the other's point of view. This is what causes people to say, oh, both sides are right and wrong. This song isn't about choosing sides, it's about understanding them. But again, if most of the white guy's points were debunked and negated in the second half of the song by the true experiences of black people, then what perspective are we gaining? The idea that racist people are blinded by prejudice? And if that is what we're trying to explore, why do we need that message? Why do we need that perspective? It's a known fact that racist people tend to be blinded by their own prejudices. The only logical explanation is if we're noting this ignorance to then inform and educate the other side. But in order to do that, we would have to admit that what the other side is saying is indeed false. It is indeed racist. This is why I always interpreted the video as more of a satire. Majority of the points and observations made by the white guy in the song stem from false racial preconceived notions of black people. So I personally always saw the first part of the song as Joyner satirically mocking these ignorant racist people who genuinely believe that these bigoted responses are actually valid points. And I always saw the second part of the song as him negating that bigotry with the true experiences of what black people actually go through. But again, that critical line, "There's two sides to every story, I wish I knew yours," along with that hugging scene at the end, is what allows people to walk away feeling like valid opinions were shared on both sides. And that shouldn't be the case. Bigotry motivated by blind prejudice shouldn't be empathized with. It's something that should be changed. Racism shouldn't be something to agree to disagree on. Unfortunately, this song unintentionally paves the way for this weird sort of indifference or settlement, and that's not the way to move forward. The way to move forward is not only acknowledgement, but accountability, admitting to oneself that you are racist. Which is why I say this song doesn't give me the same thing that it gave me in 2017. However, I did recently see a remix of I'm Not Racist, uploaded by NS King, that I actually really liked. And the reason I like this remix is because it says, fuck indifference. It acknowledges that there aren't two sides to this issue or to this story when only one side is being negatively affected by it. There is no white opinion versus a black opinion, but instead black reality and white delusion. This remix unapologetically calls out and negates racial stereotypes while combating bigotry and racism with the experiences of black people, and doesn't show respect for racist opinions. He forces the white character in his song to acknowledge his racism. He isn't afraid to tell him, you're racist, you're blinded by ignorance. This isn't my side of the story. This isn't my perspective. This isn't my opinion. It's my reality. And in the end, he walks away without a hug, but instead leaves the racist sitting at a table alone, forcing him to take accountability, because that's how we get change. Not by forcing ourselves to accept that we'll always see each other with different perceptions, but saying, fuck you to racists, and forcing them to be accountable for their hatred. And maybe, in the midst of holding them accountable, enlightening them and hoping to see change. I'm sorry if there's a weird audio change, but I just wanted to say that this is in no way intended for me to bash Joyner Lucas. I listen to a lot of his music and I think that he's a great artist, and I do have a lot of respect for him, and I don't think that he had any bad intentions when making this song. It's just that 14-year-old me and 17-year-old me have different ideas and perceptions of what change looks like, and the song for me personally just doesn't do the same thing that it used to do. I still do like a lot of his other conscious pieces, but this is just something that has been on my mind, and I felt like I needed to make a video about it because why not? If you enjoyed my insight, make sure you subscribe for more videos from me, or you can follow me at vintage.coochie on Instagram for more of my opinions on social topics and issues, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.